Oh, we're doing
So, hi, it's good to see you guys. Happy Sunday. Awesome. I'm so glad to see you. So, all this month we are going to be celebrating Rocky. You know Rocky? Yeah. Dr. Leahy, and other names. But he is retiring at the end of this month.
Rocky's retiring? What?
Yes, he's retiring. Where have you been? Yeah, I know, it's shocking. Rocky's retiring, and he's not only moving on and retiring from the meeting house, but he's retiring from ministry in general. And he's worked at a lot of other churches, and he's had a long career in ministry.
Wait, he hasn't been here the whole time? He's been here my entire life.
Yeah, I know. He's been here a really long time, and it feels like forever, but he's actually had a whole life of ministry before the meeting house. He's been in a lot of other churches and actually considered other career paths before he became a head pastor.
I didn't know that. Do you know anything else about his history in ministry?
Well, I know a little bit, but I actually don't know all that much. I could think of a couple churches. I wish I had something that gave you more information, Thomas, because that would be really cool to go through Rocky's history in ministry. So I don't know what to tell you. This is amazing. What is this? Here, I need some help. Okay. All right. Gather around. Let's see what this is about.
Oh, sorry.
Wow. I can't. Can you tell what is this about? Can someone read the title?
Bowtie Biography, Rocky's Road of Ministry.
Let's dive in and see what this is all about. Whoa, this is huge.
After growing up in Kentucky, Rocky went to Milligan College in Tennessee. While in college, he had to pay his own way, so he got a job as a part-time youth director at a small Presbyterian church in Irwin, Tennessee. At that time in his life, he was more interested in music and theater than theology. With his sizable youth group, he directed them in the musical Godspell. Music is how Sally and Rocky became a couple while traveling out west for a 6-week tour with their college choir. They were only 2 of 3 freshmen accepted in the choir for that trip. Rocky quickly became one of the drivers of the equipment truck because of his summer job working with the Kentucky DOT, driving trucks for building roads. He even took Sally for their first official date in the equipment truck to see a movie. Rocky quickly became aware that music would not be his major or minor course of study when he failed Music Theory 101. But his love of music and performance has always stayed with him. He loves to sing and enjoys all genres, except maybe rap.
Feel free to clap.
Soon, his college majors became psychology and Bible. When he graduated, he had 2 choices: to continue in church ministry or go to graduate school in psychology. At that same time, he saw an opening for a full-time youth director of the First Presbyterian Church in Johnson City, Tennessee. So he applied, and Sally prayed, and he got the job. And there he led a large youth group in Bible study, prayer, self-examination, and service to the community, along with many fun activities. It was there that he got a chance to lead adult Bible services and occasionally preach at the Sunday evening services. He realized then that he had a gift for ministry and started considering a career in the church. He also found his true theological home in the Presbyterian Church, having been raised in the Christian church.
During their time in Johnson City, several churches sponsored a yearly preaching mission, bringing in theologians and preachers and filling the Coliseum for 5 nights, much like the Billy Graham Crusades. At that time, the youth night wasn't very well attended, so they were going to cancel the designated youth night. Rocky was not happy about that and took on the challenge of finding someone who would draw in youth. With the support of some of the young adults in the church, he was able to get Andre Crouch to come and perform. The entire Coliseum was full of young people and praising God and listening to the musical witness of Andre Crouch. That evening, Andre was invited to a home of a parishioner, and Sally and Rocky got to stand around the piano and sing with him. It was such a thrill and an achievement for a 22-year-old young man who had a vision and the confidence to put it into action. That youth night actually helped the entire preaching mission come out financially in the black that year.
Rocky has always been a big supporter of Scouting. And at the Johnson City Church, he and another member started a scout troop for West Woodbridge inner city boys. He also had his chance to advance his own scouting skills in the Woodbridge Leadership Program. He was a Bob Boy.
So then, Rocky questioned whether he should continue in ministry or further his education in the field of counseling. Senior pastor Dr. Ferguson Wood encouraged him to go to seminary. With the help of a generous scholarship, Rocky set out on a path he would follow for the next 50 years.
Rocky and Sally sold their house and they moved to Richmond, Virginia. They arrived that summer just in time for Rocky to take the Greek course that seminary required before starting. Greek proved to be quite challenging, and he feared that he wouldn't pass. Alas, he did, and he was accepted to Union Seminary. Coincidentally, Gary Charles, another future OPMH pastor, was one of his classmates.
Rocky and Sally were older than many of Rocky's classmates. Most of them went straight into seminary from college. Rocky and Sally lived off campus, so they frequently hosted seminary friends at their house for crab pickings and cookouts.
While in seminary, Rocky worked at First Presbyterian Church in Richmond as a part-time youth director.
Sounds like he has a lot of experience with youth ministry.
Wait, why wasn't he our youth minister? Sounds like a bit of an upgrade.
Oh no.
Well, let's see what's next.
And in 1980, he was ordained and installed as an associate pastor there. Once again, Rocky's love for music drove him to work with the choir director to organize a magical dinner as a fundraiser. Food including a boar's head and figgy pudding was brought out on large trays. Rocky and other singers dressed up in Renaissance costumes, including tights and funny hats, and sang magical songs. Sally noted that Rocky got to show off his long, beautiful legs.
Richmond will always hold a special place in Sally and Rocky's hearts. It was the starting point of his ordained ministry and their family. At FPC in Richmond, Rocky worked primarily with young adults and young families. He also got a chance to preach, teach, and participate in church leadership. His favorite thing to do, however, was baptize babies. He's always said that babies and dogs love him. Parishioners were always amazed that babies barely cried when he baptized them. However, one time when he was baptizing the son of a dear friend, the baby screamed bloody murder during the whole thing. Rocky later found out that the baby's diaper pin had come unhooked and was poking him the whole time. Poor little guy.
Hey, raise your hand if you've been baptized by Rocky. That's awesome. I love it. Okay, let's see what's next.
After 13 years at FPC Richmond, Rocky received a call to be a senior pastor at Campbell Memorial Presbyterian Church in Weems, Virginia. It was an exciting opportunity for him to stretch his wings and face the challenge of shepherding his own congregation. He was also very excited about the fact that Weems was located on the Rappahannock River. It wasn't long before they had a small boat docked at the end of the pier by their street, and the fun they had jumping in the boat for late afternoon rides, exploring the river, as they called it. Rocky helped this small church restructure its governance to comply with the Book of Order, which wasn't exactly an easy thing to do. He also worked to bring in young families.
Music was once again an outlet for Rocky and a big part of their stay in Weems. Both he and Sally helped form a small, 12-voice ensemble that sang throughout the community. It was during their short stay at the Weems church where their kids learned to sail, golf, and crab. During that time, they also purchased their beloved river house. They continued to return as often as possible after moving back to Richmond.
Rocky's next call was to Tuckahoe Presbyterian in Richmond, where he spent 6 years. Rocky's first task was to help the church heal from a recent conflict. Tuckahoe had many young families with little children and youth, so he hired a youth director with lots of talent who incorporated music and drama in worship. She did many drama productions with the youth, and she introduced liturgical dance in worship, which was very new at the time. During his time at Tuckahoe, Rocky helped design a courtyard to be designated as a memorial garden. He led the church in raising funds, and he also spearheaded the addition of a fellowship hall.
Rocky's next call was from the First Presbyterian Church of Shreveport, Louisiana. Where in the world is Shreveport, Louisiana, and how did they get my name? Rocky asked. Louisiana was a foreign country as far as he and Sally were concerned, but they felt the leading of the Spirit and followed the call. They thought they would be there for 4 years, but stayed for 9. It was very hard to move because they left Rob at VCU and took Jenny out of her beloved school with 1 year left. Ben would start high school in Shreveport. It was definitely an adjustment, but the hospitality of the church and the community quickly won them over. Who would have ever believed that they'd be standing on the street hollering, "Throw something at me, mister," at their first Mardi Gras parade? Or fall in love with the mud bugs, better known as crawfish. Yum.
Rocky went to England for 4 summers during his study leave to work with well-known professors in the area of pastoral psychology. One of his trips included a stopover in Scotland to play 2 rounds of golf at St. Giles Golf Club in Edinburgh. Definitely the highlight of his golfing experiences. By the end of 4 summers, he finished his PhD from the Graduate Theological Foundation at Oxford University. At Christmas that year, and after turning 50 and finishing his PhD, he received a motorcycle.
During his time at FPC Shreveport, Rocky welcomed many young couples and families to the church. These were folks who valued a church where they were challenged to think, could question long-established norms, and put their faith into action. He led the church in establishing a memorial garden, a book nook for sharing, and purchased good literature and theologically sound books. He reached out to sister African American churches and other denominations to come together for ecumenical services. When 9/11 happened, Rocky got the Jewish and Muslim communities together with FPC to pray and worship as the 3 faiths under Abraham. They fellowshipped and shared traditional foods, while each faith leader from their holy book led prayers for the healing of our land.
During the time at Shreveport, Katrina happened and many families were forced to find a new place to live. The church had the pleasure of welcoming and sponsoring a fairly large family, and Rocky baptized several of the children. Several of the young people from the Shreveport church attributed Rocky's leadership and encouragement for their decision to go into full-time ministry.
Rocky also shepherded the church as it wrestled with the question of marriage equality and the ordination of gay and lesbian people. Grace has always been his guiding light. Music again became a respite for Rocky. He encouraged their talented choir director to recruit a small group of vocalists from the church and community, forming an ensemble called the Solitary Singers. It was so much fun for both Rocky and Sally. At his encouragement, the church established a monthly Taizé service for wholeness and healing and the noonday Noels during event.
After 9 years of service at Shreveport, Rocky received and accepted a call to Old Presbyterian Meeting House in Alexandria, Virginia. And now you know the rest of the story. OPMH will always hold a very dear place in Rocky and Sally's hearts. Here, Rocky hired a talented program and support staff, a source of great pride for him. During the COVID pandemic, they learned together how to transition to virtual worship and developed creative ways to safely minister to the congregation. He also led church through financial struggles, successful fundraising campaigns, and the 250th anniversary celebration. Rocky's love and support of outstanding music in the church continued during his OPMH ministry. Rocky always said that music can support the preaching of the word or negate it. So he always worked hard with the minister of music to choose hymns and anthems that supported the message of the day. And he always said it's better to play them too fast than too slow.
Thanks, Ben. Rocky's time at OPMH has been a real test of faith as he struggled with personal and family issues, the death of his sons, Sally's cancer, and his own heart issues. But Sally shares that she's convinced these struggles gave him more empathy and understanding of God's love and faithfulness. These hard times helped him shepherd many of his flock through the same dark valleys. Rocky always said that he was in the grace business. Perhaps his greatest achievement in his faithful witness to God's message of love, peace, and justice for a struggling world. So Will end the way he often ended his conversations by saying, peace and love.
Well, that's all for now.
Wait, there's one more page. What are these?
What is that? It looks like it's some notes from the narrators. I wonder who those people were. Anyway.
Hey, Rocky, Leo B. at Timmons here, checking in from Brooklyn. Happy retirement. Wish you the best in everything, and thank you so much for all that you've done for OPMH over the years.
Hey, Rocky, Kyle Chipman from Charlotte, North Carolina. Thanks for being a part of so many special moments with this community, weddings, baptisms. We wish you the best, and we'll miss you a bunch.
Hey, Rocky, Meredith Poe checking in from across the river in DC. Thanks for being such a wonderful leader for OPMH. Best of luck and enjoy retirement.
I'm George Perry from Alexandria, Virginia, USA. You're the best, Rocky.
Hey everyone, I'm Brian.
I'm Matt.
I'm Mark, and we're the Comey brothers. We're actually here in Alexandria right now, looking forward to celebrating Rocky's retirement. Rocky, I just want to say thank you for everything you did and helping form and shape my faith throughout my youth year, throughout high school, and then even now as a young adult.
Yep, thank you, Rocky. You were always an excellent minister. Learned a lot from you. Always enjoyed your sermons, and wish you best in your retirement.
Yeah, thanks, Rocky, for being such a big part of our lives growing up, and thanks for officiating my wedding this past summer. Don't forget to invite me out to a round of golf in retirement. Best of luck.
Hi, it's William Fitzpatrick.
And Lily Church at Virginia Tech.
Thank you so much for the work you've done at the Meeting House, Rocky.
Happy retirement.
Hi, it's Sarah McEwen in Alexandria, Virginia, and I wanted to say thank you to Rocky for all of his years of service. When I think about growing up in OPMH as a kid, I often think about Rocky's tall stature and booming voice, and I wish him all the best in retirement and hope that he has lots of joy and peace and luck.
Hi, this is Claire Hazard. Thank you for all that you've done for the congregation over the years, and we're wishing you the best in your retirement.
Hi, it's Lane Welly. Thank you for everything you've done and your dedication to the church.
Hi, it's Emily.
And Caroline. And Olivia.
And Emma.
We're all together at the University of Virginia.
We love you, Rocky.
Thanks for everything.
Hi, this is Helen at UVA. I just wanted to say congratulations to Rocky on your retirement. Thank you so much for hosting all of the wonderful barbecues and being such a great part of our lives.
Hi, it's Ben Williams here at Davidson College. And I just want to say, Rocky, thank you so much for always being there every Sunday, bringing us together, leading us in worship. And I always enjoyed seeing you at the cookout, at the chili competitions every year. And congratulations on a wonderful career. And I hope you really enjoy retirement.
Hey, Rocky. William at the University of Chicago. Thank you so much for being such a key part of my childhood. In every conversation we had together, you never failed to put a smile on my face, and I thank you so much for pushing me to join session and become a better leader and a better person. I hope you have a great retirement.
Happy retirement, Rocky. Thank
you,
everything.
Rocky.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Rocky.
Rocky.
Thank you, Rocky.
Thank you, Rocky. Happy retirement.
Thank you so much, Rocky.
Thank you, Rocky.
Bye, Rocky.
Bye. We love you, Rocky.